Hey everybody, and happy Labor Day. That's right, it's Labor Day, and I'm going to do a little bit of labor. I have the LevelMate PRO right here. I know everybody's done the video on these. I guess it's just my turn to do one. So let's get this thing started. Okay, the first step in the process of installing your LevelMate PRO is to level the camper. So I got a 4-foot level here, and let's get it level. I'm going to set the level in a couple different places on the camper. I know some of these might not be the best place, but I'd like to do it in multiple places to be sure that we're level side to side and front to back. So one of the spots I'm going to do, which is probably not the most accurate at all, is the bumper. So I'm just going to run it across the bumper here, check for level. I know you can't see that, but it is level. The next spot I'm going to take a measurement from is going to be the front frame, or the A-frame. I'm just going to lay it across there, check my level, and it is level. Now, another spot that I would suggest is, let me turn the camera around here, on the bottom of the frame. Just take your level and slap it up on the bottom of the frame. The only problem is I can't do that on my camper because this side of the frame over here has LP line running down the frame, and on the other side I have little brackets that go from the skirting to the frame. So unfortunately I cannot use the bottom of my frame to level. So now I'm going to take a couple measurements inside the camper. Okay, so the first measurement I'm going to take, and I'm going to take about 3 different measurements inside the camper, 3 different positions, I guess I should say. First one's going to be from left to right, just back here across the back. And lay it right there, and it is level left to right. I'm also then going to take one right here, front to back. And it does look like the front needs to go down a little bit, but I've noticed on my camper that the rear of the camper is always off just a slight bit from everything else, so I'm not going to trust that. I'm also going to lay it up here on the counter, front to back, and that is dead on. Now I'm going to take a measurement from the middle of the camper, and that is also dead on. So I don't know what it is about the rear of the camper back there, but it's not always level there. Oh, okay, the next one here is in the mid front. I'm going to do a left and right and front to back in the bathroom. So there's my left to right, and that is in the center. And then we will do a front to back, and that is also centered. Now I'm going to do one more, and that is right here at the foot of the bed. Get my left to right. Yep. And that is centered. And really don't need to do a front to back because I just did one right there, but that is also centered. So, step 1 of this whole process, whoa, sorry about that close-up, extreme close-up, is to make sure you're level. And from everything my 4-foot level says, I'm level. Okay, step 2 of the LevelMate PRO is to find a location that'll be suitable for the sensor. I think what I'm going to do is use the driver's side basement. That way when I'm leveling, I can just jump out of the truck and not have to run around to the other side of the camper. Okay, I don't want to screw into the front because I'm not sure how thick that wall is, and I don't want to come out the front cap. I don't really have anything on this back wall, and it is flimsy. You can tell there is not a lot of support behind that. There's nothing here on this outside wall that I can connect to. So this wall here is going to be my best bet. I also have a nice beam right behind this that I can screw into. And if this is level, which I'm going to put a little torpedo level on, then I can just push it right up against that. So this is probably going to be my best bet. Okay, so I got my nice little wood grain Menards torpedo level. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up against here. And that is dead on level, so we know I can push the LevelMate Pro sensor right up against it. But I also want to measure the vertical, because if this wall here is leaning this way, like towards the camera or away from the camera, I think that might throw off the leveling. And that wall is definitely not level. So if you can see the bubble here, when I put it up against that wall, that bubble was all the way over. So that tells me this wall might not be the best choice. But I really have nothing else. I guess I could go into this, but like I said, there's nothing behind there to screw into. So I have a couple options here. I guess I could shim the LevelMate Pro. Not sure I want to do that, because what if that shim moves a little bit? Okay, so I did find a solution. It's kind of a janky solution, but it will work. So the top part up here is way off as far as vertical goes, but right here, and there's also a beam right behind here that I can screw into. This seems to be a lot closer to that vertical level. So, a very thin piece of cardboard. I first tried to use a shim, and that's way too much. Even the thinnest part of the shim was too much. So I got a nice little thin piece of cardboard here. I popped out of, I don't know what it came from, and I kind of squished it with my fingers. And if I take the LevelMate Pro and I mount it where I want it, and then I slide that right down behind there, then when I take my vertical level up here and lay it on, it's dead on. First thing you need to do is take this LevelMate Pro sensor apart, because inside here is where they put the battery and the mounting screws. So you just have 4 screws here. Sorry about the road noise, the road is right there. And I'm fighting the weather because it looks like we might have some rain moving in. Okay, so you pop this lid off, and right inside there is your mounting screws, and then your CR2032 battery. You mount that battery right in here with the positive side up. Some of these batteries have a label on the bottom, so you want to make sure you remove that label from the bottom. But make sure you have the battery facing up. Also, you notice in here you have this arrow pointing upward. You also have the arrows on the front cover of the LevelMate. When you put this back together, make sure these arrows and that arrows are both facing upward, and the power button is on the bottom. Make sure this is in the off position, which I'm not really sure. Off is to the left. No label on the bottom, positive side. I'm just going to pop that right in there. And that's it. Take your cover, arrows up, and screw it back together. I would not suggest using a power drill to put these in. It's probably just better to run them through with a screwdriver. Also, you might want to grab a Sharpie so that you can put a dot right where you want to put those in. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screw one side in and then just level it this way. So I think right there will be good. And then I will pop my level on. Maybe go up, down a little. Let's go up a little bit here. Right there. And take one of your screws very carefully and screw that in. Okay, so now I can still move this. That way, I'm going to get that a little bit tighter. There we go. And then my shim, my makeshift shim, I'm going to slide that right down behind there. Now I'm going to take my level, throw it on top, and I can see I'm off a little bit. So I need to come down to right there. Take my other screw, sorry my arm's in the way, and screw this in, watching to make sure I am still level. Looks like, yeah, I left a little bit. I was off just about that much where I can push this up and then tighten it down. Next I want to check this level again, because I notice here that my shim has moved on me. Actually, what I'm going to do is tighten these down first. There we go. Push that up a little bit. Now the trick is, if I can get that shim back behind there. Oh yeah, there it is. And tighten this side down. I would say after a couple trips, you're probably going to want to check these screws because of all the bumping around. Got myself a bigger screwdriver here. I don't want to go too tight and strip those holes out of the wood. I am in a beam, so that makes me feel more confident that it's going to stay. And I'm just going to lay this on top, and I am level. And then I'm going to, once again, measure this. Oh my gosh. You can't see it, but that little shim worked. I am level. So, one more little tighten there, little tighten there, and there you have it. Okay, so another measurement you're going to need to know, and you might as well do that ahead of time before you launch the app open, is you need to know from the center of your jack to the center of your rear wheel of the camper. So what I did was, because my wheels are out here and the jack's clear over there, I just put a level coming straight out and then step way back. Make sure that level is as straight as possible, just to give a reference to the center of the jack. Okay, so it looks like I am 292 inches from the center of the jack to the center of the tire. So once we're into the setup of the LevelMate PRO, we're going to need that measurement. So the next step is going to be download the app and start the setup. Okay, so let's start the setup procedure with the phone and the LevelMate PRO. We're going to switch it on right underneath here. You should hear the two beeps. Let me set my phone down here, or my camera, and launch into the app. Okay. I already had the app open, but I didn't set anything up, so let's go into the settings. Set configuration, set trailer width and trailer length. Okay. So this is my measurement here that I measured earlier, 292. And my width is 96. Okay. Choose the direction that the housing level of the LevelMate PRO faces. Label faces passenger side. Label faces driver side. Choose the desired measurement, inches. Choose the type, travel trailer. Enter the number of hours before LevelMate PRO activates sleep mode. That's fine. I wonder if you can go less than that. No, looks like 1. Select the desired measurement. Resolution, 1/4 inch is good. Country-based roadside operation. Right side of the road. Done and save. Yes. And as you can see, I am level. Okay, so there you have it. That was the install and configuration of the LevelMate PRO by Logic Blue Tech. The other item I want to show you is the Hitch position recall. So what that means is when you get to a campsite and you unhook, you have to raise your hitch up so that you can pull the truck out from underneath. Once you raise that up and you clear the ball, you can hit save hitch position. That way, when you are ready to leave the campground, you can hit recall hitch position, and then it'll tell you how high to raise it so that you can then bring the truck, and you know that when you back in, your ball is going to clear the coupler. You connect up and off you go. Okay, so now we are ready to hook back up after camping all weekend, and I need to know how high to raise the tongue. So I will press recall hitch position. It's going to tell me I need to raise the tongue 4.5 to 4 3/4 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the light. Just in case you didn't know, that's the light. Just wanted to show you that. Must get green. There you go. So now the hitch is high enough so when I back in, the ball will clear, and then I just lower it back on.